welcome at Gen 13. Bonds called, you're the man, and you're the can't stand a bag filled with stems and seeds. Yo, I can't stand no ecstasy. Cocaine made a mess of me. Beer and booze and the things that I used to do to mess with you, I'm still abusing weed. Some kids like to get fucked up, acting black by rolling blunts. I got a one-hitter called Margot Kidder, and I only need to hit the shit once. Cause I ain't meaning nickels and dimes. Fat cow make me tickled inside. Say no to cutting up lines, that's 1.21 gigawatt jive. And I ain't no Nancy Reagan, just saying kinda take it slow. Say yeah to the jazz cigarettes, say no to the thrills of pills and blow. Teen years about getting beat down, and your 20s about smoking them pounds. Stick around for the stick of your mouth, like a big till you're stuck to the couch. I'm the sativa cyborg, I smell that shit like a wine cork. I hope it never legalized in high times, what I've been to fight for. I used to smoke with kids and shows, but it's not cause they all had colds. But I got emergency and I'm back oldies, and my trees full of all get stoned. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. After a show, you're a friend of mine. Handshake with a prize inside. These are bad begins, hallucinogens. These whammies are weaponized. LSD and shrooms, I tried them. Was a time when I wouldn't deny them. All you need's one trip where you lose your shit. Kiss goodbye to the sky with diamonds. But I keep coming back like Atkins fat, cause the weed's like crack cocaine. But the risk that you take is just getting baked. You're surely gonna see the next day. They say we fund Al Qaeda. Sounds like the government's jealous. Let's get the enemies down. Mega ninjas home to hell with Christian zealots. Cause all we need is some weed and a laid back beat. Black lights, if you stereotype. Couple beanbag chairs and a lack of airs. A marathon of Price is Right. With the 411 for realsies, I'll freeze my Reese's pieces. It's like every time I pack the pipe, my appetite suddenly increases. You know what a cracker bean, green leaves my crack to beam. My dick lights gasoline, just past the trees while I live that cracker dream. But I might have to cease my deeds, I might have to take control. Cause I ain't down with a little MC growing up in the cloud of my secondhand smoke. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Sounds like the government's jealous. Let's get the enemies down, bring a ninjas home to help a Christian zealots. Cause all we need is some weed and a laid back beat, black lights, if you stereotype. Couple beanbag chairs and a lack of airs, a marathon of prices right. With the 411 for realsies, I'll freeze my Reese's pieces. It's like every time I pack the pipe, my appetite suddenly increases. You know what a cracker bean, green leaves my crack to beam. My dick lights gasoline, just past the trees while I live that cracker dream. But I might have to cease my deed, I might have to take control. Cause I ain't down with a little MC growing up in the cloud of my secondhand smoke. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. We're smoking that danger, girl. We're smoking that Gen 13. Boss called, you're the man, and you're the can't stand a bag filled with stems and seeds. Yo, I can't stand no ecstasy. Cocaine made a mess of me. Beer and booze and all things that I used to do to misconstrue, I'm still abusing weed. Some kids like to get fucked up, acting black by rolling blunts. I got a one-hitter called Margot Kidder, and I only need to hit the shit once. Cause I ain't meaning nickels and dimes. Fat cow make me tickled inside. Say no to cutting up lines, that's 1.21 gigawatt jive. And I ain't no Nancy Reagan, just saying kinda take it slow. Say yeah to the jazz cigarettes, say no to the thrills of pills and blow. Teen is about getting beat down, and your 20s about to smoke them pounds. Stick around for the sticky amounts, like a big till you're stuck to the couch. I'm the sativa cyborg, I smell that shit like a wine cork. I hope they never legalize in high times, what I'm in to fight for. I used to smoke with kids and shows, but it's not cause they all had colds. But I got emergency and I'm back oldies, and my trees full of all get stoned. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. After a show, you're a friend of mine. Handshake with a prize inside. These are Batman begins, hallucinogens. These whammies are weaponized. LSD and shrooms, I tried them. Was a time when I wouldn't deny them. All you need's one trip where you lose your shit. Kiss goodbye to the sky with diamonds. But I keep coming back like Atkins fat, cause the weed's like crack cocaine. But the risk that you take is just getting baked. You're surely gonna see the next day. They say we fund Al Qaeda. Sounds like the government's jealous. Let's get the enemies down, bring a ninjas home to help a Christian zealots. Cause all we need is some weed and a laid back beat, black lights, if you stereotype. Couple beanbag chairs and a lack of airs, a marathon of prices right. With the 411 for realsies, I'll freeze my Reese's pieces. It's like every time I pack the pipe, my appetite suddenly increases. You know what a cracker bean, green leaves my crack to beam. My dick lights gasoline, just past the trees while I live that cracker dream. But I might have to cease my deed, I might have to take control. Cause I ain't down with a little MC growing up in the cloud of my secondhand smoke. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there.
We are.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody, that is the 10-minute timer down and out. Welcome to a very special edition of the Orphan Air. We're going to be doing these on Saturday nights. Zero, thank you for lurking already. We are going to be sitting here discussing characters and moments from the game, and my wife just disconnected. Here she comes back.
There you go.
Waiting for her to yell at us that we're not her supervisor, but it's not yelling at me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to. I think because I joined from my phone, so fine.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to pop that out, and we're going to hide. There's rules for this. I can hide all all non-video participants.
Say society has rules. There
All right, so
you go. Put it up a little higher. There we go.
baby fuel also, if you not adding your video?
No, I will add my video
Okay.
Yeah.
if I mean if you want me to. If I don't have to, I mean I'm okay to not.
that's kind of the point, but it's okay if you don't want to.
Yeah.
This is behind the scenes, behind the characters.
Yeah.
But do whatever
Are
makes
we
you feel
all?
comfortable.
Because right now it's just Bleak.
My camera
For
is
the moment.
live on my stream.
Yep.
So
All
my
right.
Oh, I'm
camera
not doing the
cannot
camera
be
thing.
live in Discord. Yeah, you're not technically participating in this.
No, I'm just not. I'm to participate. I'm just not doing the camera thing.
Oh, well, I mean, we're not talking about your character this week, is what I meant. So you're not like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah,
one of the
everybody get their
stars of the
chance.
episode.
I don't want to be on camera.
Well,
Okay.
so
Okay,
So-
that's fine.
part of my idea with this format, this format for this too is to not necessarily have it every week or anything like that. To have it at regular intervals. Usually when something big happens that we can get good questions and reactions to, and get a feel for the people that are playing the game and how they come across about to their characters, how they feel on a personal level about the events of the game, and um, just it's behind the scenes stuff because we're always
Okay.
role playing and stuff. And granted,
Yeah.
you get cool moments on on scene basically where people go, oh shit, or fuck,
Yeah.
man, that's a thing. Uh, but beyond that, we never pause and sit there and until like after and sit there and go, what are your thoughts on this? So it'll be nice to
Yeah.
sit there and basically have like a week past. Everybody can sit with a thing and think
Mhm.
about it and then share that.
Yeah.
And it gives good interviews and stuff, lets people know who different people are. The only one I might not do is my son because of his age and trying to get him to sit down long enough to do it.
Have you tried stapling him to the floor?
Ah,
Gluing.
Duct
Super
tape
glue?
to the wall?
he ate the stapler. He ate the stapler. He's at that age. Anything that goes near him goes right in the mouth through the digestive tract.
That sounds like pica, guy. That's a real disorder. That's seek clinical help.
It's called puberty. It's called puberty.
I went through puberty and I don't remember eating staplers and
We're talking about a kid
wheelchairs.
that
Texas?
when he was 10 would eat an entire large size pizza by himself, and this was pre-puberty. And so now it's just like,
I
Okay.
get the joke.
And-
I get the joke. He's growing, so he's eating a lot. Got it.
Yeah,
eating
yeah.
everything.
I was gonna
It's
say the large size.
I was first
it's a
confused.
joke. It's not a medical disorder.
The giant sized Star Crunches. My wife bought me a box of giant sized Star Crunches, and the giant sized Star Crunch is the same size that Star Crunch used to be. Because they've made Star Crunches so small, they're literally a one bite. You can put the whole thing in your mouth now with a normal size face.
But
I don't know where to drive this thing. Oh,
the
okay.
other thing is it would be nice. I'm always making announcements for the game, but that takes time. It'll be nice to make some of the larger announcements and updates on what things are kind of going on and happening in this instead of
Yeah.
just every week. By the way, we got this coming up, and unless it's really important. So that'll be nice too. So we don't interrupt. We can dedicate all of the time on Sundays to the game and playing it. So that'll be great. I'm sure everyone's getting annoyed with me every week, going, "Oh yeah, you already talked about that. Yeah, you did that The last 3 weeks, we
Honestly,
know.
no. I mean, like, my opinion is, my own, but
It,
I think that it's good to have a recap. I personally
Yeah.
appreciate it for sure.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm cool with the
But
repetition. If
I
you
know. But on that note, things are going on. I said in the group chat that I had 2 things. I actually lied. I have 3 things, but I figured it would be fun to have an actual surprise. Uh,
oh
I say one of which is the date I've decided on dates I've decided on for the conflict in the north. I think a good timing of that would be when my wife, who plays Ilana, will end up going over to work her big job of the year. It takes like 7 8 weeks. And I thought during that time we could take a break from the normal game. We can do the conflict in the north, take all our time that we want with that. Uh, and we can fit in some one shots. If anyone else wants to run a daggerheart one shot and try the system out running it for themselves, they can during that time. Would be great. And get that experience to see what it's like and stuff, and have a little fun. I know from previous experience that Orphan is a great DM when he gets into it. So
thank you.
that would
I
be very fun.
I personally am casting my vote for the next time we take a downtime from this campaign to continue Helm's one shot. That should be
And there's that.
maybe 2 more sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's that, and that would be great for that too.
Twist my arm on
Um,
that one.
And there's plenty of characters to pick from. I don't know, like I'm sure, obviously,
the
you're welcome to join Helm's game. You're running the Daggerheart game. I don't know who else he'd be willing to extend to, but
the second announcement that I had kind of told you guys about is instead of using an existing campaign frame like I kind of did for the current campaign, the next one I'm just going to write from scratch. I want to try my hand at that, and I think I'm comfortable enough with the idea of it, so it'll be its very own thing. I'm dropping the majority of the Chinese influence from it and trying to just concentrate on Japanese. So it'll be like feudal era Japan. You guys would actually make a house. Um, Potentially, if you guys could come to an agreement, one of you guys would be the daimyo of your house, with
ooh,
everyone
nice.
serving directly under them. And that's the idea: is you'll get to play with politics, ambition. One of the things I want to create is a special house sheet. So your house and your domain would basically be a character. So when you do things in game, if you manage to attract an actual like blacksmith that forges swords and stuff, that could go on the sheet, and that's an upgrade to your sheet as a character, because now you can produce this additional thing, which means like the strength of your personal house forces would go up because you can more easily get swords and crap. You start breeding horses. Yeah, you're going to end up with cavalry, and you could trade these things. So then whatever I decide represents your economy would also go up. So these things, it provides a nice focus to grow that aspect of what you're doing in the story, and provides a nice funnel for ambition, because maybe now you have a lot of people, you don't have a lot of land yet, and you need to be able to grow more crops. Well, your neighbors are not using that land properly in your opinion, so perhaps,
My land
and
now,
play around with
bitches.
that, and
Let's
play
go to
around with
war.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the idea, is it's basically warring states. It's like the pre Tokugawa shogunate, when you still had everyone kind of fighting each other for you know to be the guy holding the emperor hostage, that sort of level of shit going on. And I thought it'd be a lot of fun, because Five Banners Burning is basically like Game of Thrones almost. That concept of warfare, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, but there's a period of history that no one gets to play around with very much. Um, and that would be a great one for a setting for personal ambitions. Playing around with that, we've been playing around with grimdark stuff instead, and so that'll be fun. I also plan on making 2 new sets of domain cards for that, based entirely on the theme of the campaign. I know one of them is going to basically be Bushido. So if you're a character that follows that path of honor, those are cards that work off of that. And so it would be specific training or specific crafts or ceremonies to provide a benefit to the character rather than like spells. So like one of the ones I know I would put in there would be I would just simply call it Iujutsu, which is a method of Japanese swordplay where you're supposed to focus your ki, but it's the that anime style strike right from the scabbard, single strike kind of dueling idea.
Mm.
And in game functionally, the way I would want it to work, figure out the balancing of it, but basically the way I would want it to work is if you spend a hope when you and decide to use that, then regardless of whoever is supposed to go first, including the GM, you just interrupt and go. You get one single slash attack with your sword, and it just represents the idea that that's what you do. You're a duelist, and you strike first, and you strike swift, and that's what you're trained to do. Um, some of these will be niche, so like maybe one of them might be the idea of a tea ceremony, which would give you like a political or economic benefit. So some of them are
Yeah.
they have specific uses, but that's so they don't step on the toes of any existing domain cards for the base game. And I think the other one I want to make as essentially not quite, but essentially ninjutsu, the kind of Oniwaban style. That if you're a sneaky silent character, it would be things like lacing things with poison and stuff
Lace your
like that.
shoes with poison.
Can
Um,
I be a sushi chef? Like,
yeah,
I'm only half joking. I fucking love sushi.
yeah. I mean, you you could. So whether you belong to the actual noble household or you just serve in their domain, uh, doesn't make a mechanical benefit to the game. It's purely role play aesthetic, is the way I'm going to have it. So just because you are a warrior doesn't necessarily
Mhm.
make you samurai. If you want to make
Okay.
samurai, if you want to make a proper like traditional samurai with the sword and everything, you'd pick something like warrior or maybe even seraph, and and then you would you know state in your character that you're part of the main household. You're
Yeah, like how Sandor Clegane wasn't a knight, but he was a
yeah,
warrior and the second son of a noble house.
yeah, and that sort of thing. So purely role play for that. I don't want to make that a mechanical thing because I
Mhm.
feel like that would interfere with the other mechanical things that are already going on with the game itself. And we've
Yeah.
got enough additions that I'm adding in there. I don't want to mess around, monkey around too hard and make things just weird.
Yeah.
Um, so that's that. And then for Halloween, that around spooky season, I want
Yeah.
to make a one shot, and it actually will end up being one of the things I'll publish later on in my Patreon for anyone that
Mhm.
wants it.
Nice.
Uh, no, and the idea, the old how to host a mystery or how to host a murder games way back 80s,
Yeah.
90s. Something like that using the daggerheart
Oh,
rules,
my
where you
bad.
go around and collect the clues, and it can be randomized. So not the it's not necessarily going to be a murder. It's not necessarily going to be a theft. Uh,
Mhm.
there's a potential that one of the players would actually be the person to commit the crime. And the idea
Oh
is I'm
Mhm.
going to
shit.
make cards and stuff for it, and those decide the start of the mystery.
So
So you
And
have
one
to
night a
figure out who the
so
werewolf.
traitor is.
those,
Oh yeah, I like that. So
Oh
so yeah,
yes.
um,
So
yes,
one night a
a
werewolf.
uh,
bogus. Yes, a social yeah, social deception game. I love that.
but
I'm here for it.
using
Or
Daggerheart
do I?
rules.
Mhm.
Uh, eventually, what I want to do is I want to refine it because I'll do it with you guys first, and then I'll keep working on it. I'll probably run it at my local shop. It may be one of the things when I start doing pro DMing that way that I run, because the purpose of making this is not just that it's different and fun, but to make a very, very accessible, very fun way to have an entrance to Daggerheart, where like the level doesn't really matter. You get used to the rules, you get used to the play, how things go. Uh, Lots of role play, and that could be a really good one shot for bringing people into the game.
Yeah.
And there's not really a starter like that in Daggerheart just yet. I think they're going to publish one this year. Might be one of the ones on their roadmap, but they don't really have it yet. So I thought that would be fun, and that's the surprise thing, is to have a nice Halloween mystery. I might set that one in a haunted house or something like that for us, just for the fun of it, for theme. But
Did you get
uh,
yours? Yeah.
but that's that.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought it would be interesting. Um, let's see. Otherwise, the main purposes this week is to start with Poor Departed Soggles.
That's me.
I would say I don't see an orphan in this box.
I went to get a gummy. He's saying he went to get a gummy.
Gummy time. Gummies for Soggles.
Gummy
Gummies for
time.
Soggles.
Soggles!
But
Fireball!
for anyone that has been watching the channel and the stream and following the game, Sagos met an unfortunate end by his own hand in a very noble way. This is not hoisted by his petard.
Painless. Yeah, I was hoisted by my own petard on this one.
But Sagos chose to sacrifice himself to try in a double dipping way to help save the party, and it didn't work out quite as he intended.
Nope.
So
you're all fucked now.
So starting from the top, how do we feel about the death of Soggles?
It is so. It's honestly, it's my second character death in over 20 years of gaming. And the first time I had a character die, it was annoying because it could have been prevented if my party wasn't so stupid. They wanted to play Murder Hobo, and I was trying a diplomatic approach. And I was doing it. I was succeeding on communicating with this spider demon.
And then I fucked it up.
And it fucked it up, and I got killed for my efforts. This time...
Now, on a scale of Quelaag to Quelaag's sister, how hostile at first was this spider demon?
Quelaag.
Okay, so very.
Can they?
Wait,
no.
She was the fair lady.
Can they
Blind
hear
one?
Rez?
I killed her. Oh yeah, can they hear me?
I couldn't remember if you included Rez's audio.
He's in the Discord, so it's included.
Okay,
cool.
Just double check. That's why I double checked. Carry on.
Cool.
So yeah, so she was pretty unhostile at first. She was willing to communicate. I was passing diplomacy checks, and they fucked it. So
and they fucked it.
Now this character, I knew from the get-go that this character was doomed to a certain extent. Because I knew going into it that my character was already infected. But it wasn't progressing the way that it does on everything else. It was going very slowly. And, it was contained to a very small portion of my chest. And then I started to notice some thick black veins So I attempted to make little incisions in places where the veins were thickest and burn out those veins by casting fire spells to the inside of my own body. Being both internal combustion and questionable theories.
It's been he did. That was fun. It's obviously we haven't covered that since the beginning. In the background for each of the characters, as the GM, I gave each character a dark secret, which was just a thing about their character that only they knew and wasn't written on the sheet. And they could reveal it or not. It was their choice. No one's been revealing theirs, which makes it extra fun. But that was Sockles, was he came into play already infected because I had plans.
Yeah,
and I'm a
terrible
dick.
plans.
And I'm a dick.
Everybody thought I made a joke character, but what I made
No.
was a jokey character. It's a little silly, but he is the threat.
there's a difference.
There is a danger, and it is absolutely the comic relief.
Well, and in fairness for Orphan, he was absolutely the player. There were a few, but he was absolutely the player I knew that could handle that, could play with that, and not feel bad about it. And
I do feel bad about it now. I'm sad.
Well, and wouldn't require any coaching or anything else along the way. I wouldn't have to try to guide him. He knew the assignment, read it, and said, "I understood."
And after I read it, I ate it so that nobody else could see.
Nobody eat it.
Like a good, like somebody on a good secret mission. It's a difficult thing to play a character you know is doomed from the get-go. But you can make it your own, because I didn't know when or how my death would come, but there was a chance that I could live long enough to possibly stop what was happening to me. And that was the point.
Was it like sort of freeing of inhibitions at all? Because you knew, you're mortal or you're dying?
Well, I mean, a little bit, but at the same time, like, I know what happens to things that die, that are infected, that aren't already infected. So the concern was always there, but you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. And as any good professor will tell you, the scientific method is step 1, fuck around. Step 2, find out. Step 3, write it down. Step 4, fuck around and find out again.
Having played a Doom character before, a couple times, on my own volition, there's a different shift in narrative focus for your role play when you play a character like that too, because for all the other characters, it's the survival and the day-to-day thing, and now if you're playing a character that's ill, that has an infection, especially something like that, it starts shifting that narrative focus to much more survival. How am I going to deal with this? What am I going to do with it? What happens if I succumb? And which came to the forefront during the big moment. What was going through your brain for that?
So when the dragon took me out, I was like, well, fucking of course. I felt a little bit railroaded. Just a little bit. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, he's doing it on purpose because he's got plans for my character if I'm not alive anymore. But then we were all kind of alive and we could all come back, and I was like, no, wait. Coming back just gives them more opportunities to get me. But I didn't realize that my body was like not just going to be taken out of existence. So that's what part of my thinking was, like, these veiled gods are going to basically just, he doesn't exist anymore, just remove me from existence and keep me where they were. Instead, they left my body, which I hope anybody took any of my belongings, because, like, my hat was cool, my coat was cool.
We'll cover that.
Oh, I did.
We'll cover that. Yeah.
But that was a big. that was a big choice. I'm sure was tough to willingly like
Yeah, it.
sacrificing yourself to try to stay behind
I heard
was so
everybody else
everyone else
starting
could
to
go.
sacrifice, and I was like, "No, this is stupid." Me, I'm I'm the one that needs to not exist anymore.
Mm.
So that's why I was like, I want to cast slumber on the entire party. And rolling 2 12s is a great way to successfully put everybody the fuck to sleep.
Yeah.
Right. Um, and that was a big thing too. When I wrote those scenes, I didn't know. I had a feeling, which is why I wrote something extra in particular for Soggles, because Orphan and I have known each other for years, and I had a suspicion of how he would react, but I wasn't 100% sure. So it wasn't a guaranteed thing, and Soggles could be standing with the rest of the party fighting the good fight, but there were still going to be consequences. It was just going to be drawn out. And this just kind of pushed a narrative note to the forefront that was already kind of pre-planned ahead of time, unless something really
Ah,
wild
okay.
happened.
So he
Uh,
didn't know this was going to be the time.
Nope, I
he,
did know that my character would be converted into
Hmm.
some caliber of BBEG for us to have to deal with.
Gotcha.
he
Mm.
he was always the apostle, which
Mm.
was made more delicious. Uh, the payoff for the whole thing was made more delicious by waiting all that time and not saying anything, not snickering particularly loudly when everyone's pointing to the robot characters, the construct
Yeah,
characters, and
as
like you
soon
get
as
to
he
be the
said,
apostle, and I'm like,
as
oh
soon as you
no,
said the apostle is among them, I was like, that is my
fuck.
name. That
That's
that
one
is
of
my
those
birthday. That is my mother's
yeah,
name. That
yeah.
is my money.
That's one of those things name drop it a few times, and I'm sitting there like, make sure they know it's important, and then just leave it the fuck out there. Another one of those things, like I described in a previous message, where it's kind of like, the fucking sticky note on the kitchen counter that you write and you just leave there for people to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, what
Finding
about
out that I still I rose up as and then killed the guys who came to take care of my body.
Yep,
That
yep.
that was the heart shatter for me. It was like, man.
I was especially with the idea that they didn't even get a scene. They got described sounds of footfalls coming for you, and and your character decided that he
That
was
no,
just
they
going to kill him,
didn't.
and they died off screen.
Yeah. Cue the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, it's just one of those that's one of those horror movie moments where it's like, oh, they died off screen. That's not good.
God, I wish I had a Wilhelm
But
scream on the soundboard. That's what we need. That's what I need to tell Zero to
we
put on
need
the soundboard.
we
I
need
need
a
a Wilhelm
Wilhelm.
scream.
Oh yeah. I'd love to
Get
get
rid of
your
male
your
motherfucker and give me a Wilhelm scream.
I'd love to get Scoop's take on that too. How'd you feel about the sacrifice there?
It was definitely surprising, mostly because I had gone up. Who was first? Please remind me. Who was first to go and say, I'll.
It was Onyx to
It was
sacrifice
Onyx.
themselves.
Onyx
That's
Onyx
first.
right.
was the first one.
It
Yeah, he
That is
was
said.
right.
you, Onyx, Rez, and
Oh no,
Alana.
I never voiced.
I
I
thought
was
you
thinking
did,
about
didn't
it.
you?
No, I was thinking
Okay,
about
you were
it,
thinking
but
about it
it's
then.
really out of
But
character.
but
Yeah, he was talking about
it
thinking about
was
it.
it was quite a number of you, which was also surprising that there was more of a fight about who was going to stay behind than who was going to not stay behind and come back, and that's
Yeah,
always kind of fun
like
when
literally
everyone
nobody was like,
has
"Well, I'm not
equal
staying
intentions.
behind." That's usually how you expect. All right, we need somebody to
Yeah,
sacrifice themselves. Well, I'm not sacrificing. I'm not sacrificing
yeah.
myself either. Brr, 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 brr.
And that's cool too in a story way, because it shows the caliber, the heroic nature of the characters. Um, Sometimes they do silly things, sometimes they don't always do the most heroic thing, but that's in their nature is they're the guys, they're the ones you follow. And I love little moments like that that reinforce that idea. Um,
My wife, the way my wife Scoops here has been taking Soggles' death has affected me on a deeper level. Like
I
it
heard there were
is,
tears.
yeah. Every time, like
Yeah.
she makes me cry about the
Uh,
death of my character. The way she talks about, honoring him and whatnot. It's like, man, nobody ever cares about my
that
characters that much. That's why I have to make characters that people hate
Yeah.
because they piss me off.
Yeah. And to go back to what you had mentioned, the simple act that he basically, just took it upon himself to sacrifice himself was really just, I think I was taken aback by it. But also, I was planning to sacrifice myself. Like I had stepped up there right after Onyx. Onyx was first, I came up after, and then I think Alana was after that. And I was just 100% ready to sacrifice myself. And I fully expected that I was going to be coming to terms with my own character's death very, very soon. And for Soggles to kind of just be like, no, slumber, it's me. I'm gonna
Everybody
I'm gonna
go
be
to
the one.
sleep.
That kind of just
and,
took me by surprise for sure.
uh,
That was
uh,
something very unexpected.
and the slumber enforcing the issue is so Soggles too.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so having that truly just so mostly selfish act by that character in his style. I feel like when you do things like that for character deaths, they have a lot more meaning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Like, what do
has a
you
bigger
mean you
impact.
put everybody to sleep? I mean you
Um,
all went night night.
yeah, and that was the thing that we couldn't achieve with Kira's death. Because
Yeah.
even though it was heroic, she died in the defense and stuff. you, no one had played long enough, and no one had really gotten to know their characters quite yet at that point,
Yeah.
um, to make that have the same impact. Um,
Yeah, I think Soggles had time to really grow on
yeah,
us, especially Little Bleak. I feel like there was despite there being, a an initial maybe disconnect. I think that it was pretty cool to see how his character Magnus really reacted and responded to Soggles and Soggles
oh yeah,
shenanigans. Not that there were many shenanigans or anything. Soggles wasn't a problem or anything, but
Not
it
for the
was just
party.
cool to see them interact. It was definitely cool to see them interact. But even like I said, even for him, it was something that he reacted to Soggles in a different way, and I think we all did. I think
Yeah.
that he
yeah,
brought a certain personality to the party that I think was, like you said, like Orphan said specifically, like the comic relief. You know,
yeah. Without being truly goofy, just the kind of thing where he could throw out a line and the laugh, and it just lifts everyone's
yeah,
spirit from that dark place.
for sure,
Which then
yeah,
allows me to just like fucking kick your heads back down the pit as the GM in a horror game. But the
yeah,
idea that there is a character that has mirth despite everything else going on in the story, and then you lose that. So it's kind of the death of joy in a way too.
Yeah, and I'm
Um,
not bringing a character that's joyful to replace him either.
and and that's
My joy
cool
is
narrative.
artificial.
Well, and that's cool narratively. I keep using that word, but it's true narratively, because now we got this twist where it's like, oh shit, things are actually serious. This is the moment where the hobbits are on Weathertop and Frodo gets stabbed. It's that turn where it's like, this is now real.
Yeah, it's
This is
real.
no longer a happy go fun time adventure, slay the monster, rescue the
Mhm.
princess, get the gold. This is,
right,
oh, we could die.
yeah, and
We
it
could
was like, oh my
actually
god, we
die.
lost our teammate, we lost our friend, we lost
Yeah.
a part of us, and you know
We lost the
that is
DPS.
Yeah, that was the real and it was emotional. It was emotional. I definitely felt like a lump in my throat. I definitely, felt that
No.
emotion behind it. And that just explains how much of an impact he actually had on everybody.
Yeah. I think it's definitely going to be one of those things. Regardless of the fact that we're streaming the game, it would definitely be one of those things that we as a group are just going to talk about for years.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, and that's the thing you live for in this hobby
Yeah.
is to
Yeah.
have those moments that you could tell other people. I had this frog wizard, and we were playing Daggerheart, and he did this, and it's like, oh wow, everyone can connect with that. Um, so I think it's also really fitting. We've got the new shirts and hoodies pattern, and
Yep.
on both of them, Soggles is the first one. So I think that's really fitting.
Yeah.
Uh, first to go,
First to
first
merch.
on, first to merch, live on forever. Uh, and obviously, Soggles is the apostle, which has been a plot point for a couple sessions, and building up to it before that. So he's going to be back. Not your friend, but he's going to be back. It's not like we'll not see him again. I have
He
big
won't be the
plans for
same.
that character. I have big continuing plans for that character for the whole campaign too. So that's going to
Nice.
be a lot of fun. Um,
He's
he's
like the spicy Pikachu, you know? It's like the
kind of,
mascot character, but now he's bad. And he
kind of,
has energy projection.
um,
The
so,
forbidden Pikachu.
so, and
I love Pikachu.
Orphan is bringing in a new character, uh, who's going to be awesome.
Ornvaro.
I love the concept. Um,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about Orin.
So, Orin is a Galapa.
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 Okay.
He's a
Galapa.
turtle. He's
Yeah,
he's a turtle
like
man.
a turtle man.
He's a turtle
Like
man.
Galapagos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Galapa, and he because they can live a long age. He also, like Rez, is a ghost from a forgotten time. Um, he's essentially the last Ronin, and he was heading in this direction anyway because he heard some shit was going down. But he also knew that Soggles had been most recently spotted in abundance in this area, and he was coming to ask him a couple of questions, and he's caught word about what's happened.
Nice.
So he's going to
And I
find
love
all of that.
I love that connection that you have with your previous character too. It's very past the torch, which is always a good time. I like that.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to bring a very different dynamic, and the
Yeah.
party structure,
Yeah, he is.
the party structure has shifted too because as far as magic power goes, Soggles was the main offensive magic caster.
Yeah.
We don't have
That's
one
going
of
to
those.
bring.
But she's got
That's
my
going to.
book now, so I think when
Yeah, she
True.
does.
Yeah.
she multi-classes, I think she should when we get to level 5 and we can multi-class, I think that she should multi-class into wizard so that she can get a little bit more aggressive from
That would
reading
be fun.
Soggles' books.
Yeah.
That would be fun, and become the Mushroom Queen of Vengeance would be kind of cool.
Uh,
Uh,
I think that Helm he coined the term side boob sorceress.
Yeah.
Food source.
He
That was great. Um,
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about your mindset, and we'll let that segue into Scoops and her character as well. I want to cover a little bit about that since Scoops is fairly new to this.
Oh, yes.
She's
Well,
played stuff before, but she's not.
Yeah.
Tell us a
as
little bit about
seasoned.
the mindset of character creation for Warren.
So basically, I said to myself, everybody has seen me play a wizard recently, and the way I play it puts off the air that I've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I've only been playing a wizard for maybe 5 years. And before that, I spent more than 2 decades playing a melee class, specifically barbarians and rogues. And if there's one thing I learned over the many, many years of doing that, is positional tactical locations are where it's all about. You got to know where everybody is. You got to put yourself in positions to get the extra attack. The extra attacks are out there. They're ready for you. You got to know where to look for them. You got to know how to set them up. And I said, "What can I do? I can use gauntlets. That's a cool thing." And oh, what's the grappler? Oh, it's a hook that turns me into Scorpion? Abso-fucking-lutely. Who wants attacks of opportunity as I drag enemies closer to me? You do, and you do? Sweet. Because
I
they're
was saying
moving
that
in and out of your melee range.
the game Daggerheart doesn't really have attacks or opportunity. It's more of a narrative thing.
There is
However,
a domain
it
card for it, too.
there's a domain card for it, and there is one thing that doesn't exist in most roleplay games, which is the idea of tag team attacks, which will be
Yeah.
perfect for anyone up front to play off of Orin, especially if he does the grapple,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
he could be the primary on that to get the grapple off, and anyone else can do it. And in Jaggerheart, when you do that, you spend 3 hope, and then both characters roll their duality dice, their attack dice, and the players get to choose which person's attack they want to go with. So if there's like a 15 and a 15, but one's hope and one's fear based, you could choose the hope one to just negate the fear. Or my obviously one of the most famous ones was one of the ones where they did it and they were talking about it and oh yeah, and then you guys, Matt Mercer's sitting there like with his players going, oh yeah, and then you choose which attack and the guy just shouts critical and they're like, you're using that one, okay. um
yeah.
so it's extra chances for that too. And then when you do die a damage, you add them together as one big lump attack, which can
Oh,
Nice.
be
well, that's neat, because I
devastating.
can spend a stress to increase my damage dice to just the maximum number that it can be.
Yeah, the thing. Oh, that's so devastating too. And the crazy thing is, if one person in the tag team rolls a critical, the critical counts for both of them because it's considered one attack. So both players get that benefit, which is
Start with
which
max
is
damage,
awesome.
and then mark 2 stress to make max damage again.
Yeah.
And that's and because we're using Age of Umbra as a base, Age of Umbra has the option roll bog standard where you can go beyond severe damage and do 4 HP of
Yes.
damage. And that's an easy way to get that in. And there's plenty of enemies in the game where that's just the majority of their health.
Oh,
Just
enemies
outright.
go by the same health system as us?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they use the same combat system. They don't have access to domain cards. Instead, they have special abilities that use stress and fear. While you guys use, you got your domain cards, you've got your hope abilities, and your some abilities cause stress. Stress is universal, but the hope and fear is particular. Um, yeah, that's cool. I think that's going to be a really fun character to watch.
Yeah,
And with
I
that, we'll
built him
segue.
to really just like as much damage as your son can soak up,
Dish
I
out.
can dish back out. And
Nice.
I can do it to multiple enemies because I took Whirlwind.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that you and Little Bleak are going to be like the hammer and anvil
Oh, and
of the group
Onyx
at that
too,
point.
because
And
Yeah.
Onyx. Oh,
we're
Yeah.
basically
those
gonna turn
attacks were
your son.
nasty.
We're gonna turn your son into John Henry. He's gonna be out there in the front soaking up damage while the 2 hammers are alongside of him, just fucking up the mountain while
Yeah.
that steam shovel does
Um.
nothing.
and we'll use that to segue into Scoops, who I'd love to get her mindset for when she built a character, especially because she hasn't built all that many characters before, at least to my understanding.
Yeah.
So,
I've done quite a few. I've done a small handful, I'd say. But
yeah.
Vespera was by far one of the funnest. I would have to say my very first D&D character actually was Squiggle Fizz Felter Snatch, and I had so much fun with her.
What?
And yeah, I think I'm really having a lot of fun with
He was a
Vespera.
gnome, and
Yeah.
that was the fun
Yes,
part. She was a gnome, so we
definitely.
were like, let's make it a silly name. Gnomes have silly names.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like a gnome cleric. She was really cool.
Nice.
But I had fun with her.
She
Yeah.
was great. She made her own deity. She worshipped the goddess Talora May, which is a play on my wife's name, and her
Mhm.
spiritual weapon was just like a golden glowing mushroom.
Yeah.
She was a great character.
Oh,
She
that
tried to
is one
metagame the
thing.
fuck out of that
Yeah.
game and got verbally
Nice.
beat down by Greg on
That
that.
is that is one thing that I didn't get to point out in session because we were headlong rushing through things by that point because things were just moving at a rapid clip. Um, if you've noticed, I've not given the veiled gods any names, and other than the god of death, I haven't given them specific purviews. I've alluded to one other one, but otherwise, the reason I did that was you've met the veiled gods. You can name them. You could literally just sit there and have a Jeff God of biscuits if you wanted to.
Yeah,
Uh,
I want Steve, God of lousy trailers.
Jeff.
you can, and if you notice, the veiled gods don't have a number attached to them either, and that's on purpose.
Huh?
So you can have unlimited fun with whatever gods you choose to worship or talk about. Getting back on course. But yes, Vespera, what made you pick a fun girl?
I thought it would be really cool to play something, naturey. I
Yeah.
naturally I'm a witch, both in real life and in the game, and I wanted to incorporate nature. And when I found out that there was a mushroom option, I thought this is actually pretty cool. This is right up my alley.
Yeah.
I think I would definitely go a different route. Obviously, if I had to make another character in this same campaign. Um, she would be definitely different, but I'm enjoying her. She actually has really, really cool abilities from her past experiences where she can talk to nature. She can talk to the plants and the mushrooms, and they are wise. They tell her what she needs to know. And I think that that's really cool that she can tap in like that. But of course she can. She's a witch.
It's been pretty useful so far too.
Yeah, it has been. It's been really rewarding, and I've been really enjoying the ride. It's been really fun. My last character that I played in a D&D esque setting, I'll say, was a previous friend's campaign, and I was able to grow plants on my body. And I thought that that was
Oh,
really cool. I was a plant person in that one. So I think coming immediately from that, where it was kind of a hard stop, I kind of was looking for some sort of that influence in my next character. So I think that that kind of was all of what kind of poured into Vespera.
very
Um,
cool.
and yeah, she's an amalgamation of everything witchy and nature, and she's very powerful, although very quiet. She kind of observes, and then when she needs to be powerful and utilize that strong, powerful energy, she does, and it's really rad.
Yeah, and when she takes a direct action or says something, and that I remember you telling me that was your goal. Uh, it's much more noticeable, and I think that the high point so far was at the end of everything. Soggles is dead. You guys got the dragon and stuff. Just that moment you had with
Hmm.
fallen Soggles was
Yeah.
just really really choice. It had a
Take his
lot
corpse
of
out of the
emotional
chair
impact.
and steal it.
Yeah,
My big
there
sad
is.
that.
she held triangle on your chair, bro.
Yeah,
Steal. Carjack.
there's actually, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll after this, I will be able to pull it up. But there is something that actually goes into that about my character. She does not take death lightly. She is not. She's seen a lot of death, and it's not something that she. I don't really know how to word it. I'll find it. Come back to me, and I'll find it for you.
Very cool. Wow. And we're going to have some really cool moments coming up. I can go ahead and reveal live that the start of next session is going to be Soggle's funeral. Um, and so that's going to create some really cool role play moments for everyone, including the speeches. So keep in mind some things you might want to say about Soggles. We'll get introduced to Orin at that point as well, and
He has a
so that
much less disruptive voice style.
but the whole point of next session is a lot more role play, a lot more story build, introducing some new players. You guys will finally get to meet the Celsians, who are the other big faction in the city. So that yeah, there's going to be some interesting things that aren't just delve into a dark pit and try to survive. You've had that a couple times now.
Yeah.
Um, so more interesting things. Moving on to larger scale things as time goes on. Um, we have Rez here.
Mhm.
Since we have you here, what do you think of Vespera so far that you've
Cool.
seen?
Yeah. It made the first time when I saw her character, I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Like
That's
in a
fair.
good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you
That's a
should totally
compliment.
do that. And you should use, I think, especially being new to it myself, you should use like draw from your own life to draw yourself into it. So, yeah, made sense.
Okay.
Especially with a new character too. That brings a stronger tie to the character when you play them as well.
Hmm.
Um, it can be draining though. It can be emotionally draining if you're not careful.
Yeah, it's stressful
Yeah.
because you don't want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that the emotion really comes from, I mean, like both of you just said, first and foremost, you tie yourself to a character. You kind of funnel that energy. You know, just like everybody in this human world that we're in, outside of the game, we've all experienced death, and death has absolutely touched me in a very hard and powerful way. And I think that losing Soggles while pouring energy, my own energy, into my own character, I think that that's in some way, shape, or form, there's a level of grief there.
Yeah.
oh, absolutely.
And yeah, yeah, not only as my character, but as, a player. We're gonna definitely feel that loss for a long, long time,
Yeah.
for sure.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Um, and yeah, so we'll get through that. I've got the next couple sessions kind of planned out. In my brain meets. I've got the next one actually written out. It's ready to go. It's it's in the box. It's ready to go. And I've started with a beginning prompt for the one after that. So I've already started working on the one after that, which are tied directly into it. Um, I want to get to a good place before Briar, my wife, has to go on her big work trip, because that's looming large before long. And then we'll do the break. We'll have some various other shenanigans and play around with some fun things. Probably more lighthearted things, to be
I'm
fair.
gonna sacrifice this character too
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd like to go on record and
at
put in a formal
Soggles'
request.
funeral.
Oh,
but
We're all trying to broaden
don't
our
leave without me,
culinary
buddy.
horizons, so we're just eating turtles and frogs.
eating turtles and
You're not
frogs.
eating my frog. The frog has been captured and corrupted. He's gonna eat you. I've seen what
Eventually,
happens to him.
gulp. Once you roar, you just want more.
Oof.
Once you
Oof.
pop, you just can't stop. So. But I'm so well. We've got some fun things coming up. Um, and I said a little bit in the chat too that once this campaign is done, I want to go back, edit it so that way I can remove the things that are, Matt Mercer specific. That is his baby. I'm not gonna sit there and go, mine's better. Look at mine and buy it. But I'll re-edit it and reformat it so it's suitable as a book for other people to use. So they're not just running our adventure as is. They can use it to propel their own stories. I plan on doing that with Age of Iron. I plan on doing that with the Japanese one, and then eventually we'll have a sequel to Age of Iron. As long as everything goes well with the campaign and stuff by then, and there's interest, there'll be a book for that. Um, and I know Scoops talked to me a little bit about the idea of compiling the story that we're playing into an actual like readable book.
yeah,
Um, so those can go hand in hand, and if there's actual interest on my Patreon and stuff for the campaign book, I would love to have a level where those two can be a package deal, and that would be a lot of fun.
that'd be really cool.
And then you can
Maybe
be a
it could
published
come with
author.
maybe it could come with like a T-shirt. A T-shirt, the
Yeah,
book, and the
and uh,
playable content.
and
Yeah.
then if that continues to take off, continues to have interest, we could start thinking about like actual paper. Uh, that's a long shot. That's a wild thing. But yeah, I would love to turn this into an actual business, like a network business between me and Orphan. Maybe with me handling like the paper goods and stuff like that for that, and then play it on the Orphanarium channel. And he's got his merch store and stuff, and working together, and at least getting somewhere enough with it to where it funds itself and it can keep going and growing a little bit and be more interesting.
I need a cricket
Um,
machine, and I can stop having a shop that doesn't let me do all the things. Like the shop, I can only do certain. Like I'm not gonna be able to
yeah, yeah,
post like books and stuff, unfortunately.
but
But
You
if
can
I
find
can
a
get,
way around that.
yeah,
I have a source for something like that, so don't
we
worry.
need
yeah,
we need a cricket
cool.
machine for the then we can do them all
But
the other merchandise in house.
Yeah,
my
we can.
my ultimate dream, which will not happen. I'm not Matthew Mercer. This is not Crit Roll, but it would be awesome. Is to have a studio set up somewhere on the East Coast that we just like. Okay, we're filming a season. Let's go. Let's go play
That'd be
games
so
for a few
cool.
weeks and film it.
Technically, we could easily all of us go in on
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
an office space and do that. That would be so
but
easy to do.
but
Yeah.
the first things, I mean, obviously, first things first. I have no illusions. These are all cool things, and I'm surprised at the amount of things that we have already. I'm still mind boggled that they're shirts and hoodies. Like,
And we've got
you
official
know,
music by an
Two
awesome
different
artist.
kinds.
We
and
have to shout out what is his name, please?
Mikolai,
Nikolai, yes.
Nikolai
Nikolai. He's
Nikolai,
with an
amazing.
M for man.
Yeah. W
but
Nikolai. He's real cool.
but
Try setting it to W for Wumbo.
but we've got a lot of really cool things very suddenly, and I think the big step is getting people watching us here in the game, asking more about us, just really plugging away and getting some more viewership and see where that takes us as well. Um, I would love to share, at the very least, I'd love to share more of how we interact with the hobby with other people, and if it gets into an actual job that we do, that's awesome. And if not, and people just happen to like it and stuff, that's great too.
That would be
Um,
cool because I have like
that
no
would be cool.
purpose.
But
I just sort of don't know what I'm. Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
would be a lot of fun to sit there and have this, as our hobby and
Mhm.
our at least one of our businesses together as friends and family and produce something. Produce something
Mm.
that people enjoy. That's not necessarily something that people need. That they just
Yeah.
want. They enjoy it.
Mhm.
They consume the content and sit there and wear the shirt. Be like, I love this show. Um, just a fandom would be cool. Something I could look back on in 20 years and be like, when I had more hair, we did this thing. Um, but it's something we can work on. It's something we can grow, and I recognize it's Orphan's channel, and it's just one small part of Orphan's channel, but but it has meaning.
Yeah.
It has feels, but
It does. Sorry, I was just thinking about the fact that you're going to ReaperCon in the
yeah.
shirt, and I was like, something that you could literally, what is something that we could get and get him to do at ReaperCon to help build hype? And I just
Well, I've
What
made
a
soggles
QR
those
code.
soggles in the
Slurs.
mud as stickers.
I'm
Sagas in
kidding.
the
Oh,
Mud as
Yeah.
stickers.
stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers. You
Uh,
could do you could do Age of Iron
there's
stickers.
there's a reason why I went ahead and produced those little like flyer doohickeys. Because
Pride.
I'll
Mhm.
probably print a few off. If anyone asks me about, it's ReaperCon, it's their business. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, look at me, but look what I can do.
Hey, just giving out
Do we
free
have a
But
stickers
short list?
doesn't hurt anything at all.
but
We have a
Yeah.
short list
fig-
of things not to do at a con
stickers
from like.
stickers would be cool because you
Mhm.
can pass them out and people can interact with whatever they are or not, and that's great.
Yeah,
And
stickers are
then
a good idea. The West
especially
Coast loves stickers.
especially if we could put well, people put them on notebooks and stuff, and it's like silly frog
Yeah.
wizard, but
Can
especially if we
also
can
print
have
notebooks.
the QR link code on the back of the stickers,
Yeah.
so anyone that scans it, it brings it to the channel or brings it
True.
either to a channel or brings it, if we could make it specific, brings it
Yeah.
Mhm.
to like a link that's like, this is what this is, this is where the sticker
Yeah.
comes from, and we broadcast every so something that they
You,
can interact with later so it doesn't distract from the con. And that's kind of my guiding principle is I do not want to distract from the con. It's not my business. Um,
right. I get that.
and that's why the flyers too is if I figure I carry them around. If anyone asks about the shirt, comments on the shirt, what is that? What is Age of Iron? I could say, hey, that's, a campaign I have with my friends. We actually broadcast it. If you're curious about watching it, scan this code later. Um, and have that just ready. And then if no one interacts with the shirt, that's fine. I'm going to wear the shirt because I want to, regardless of whether it succeeds as an advertisement or not. I just want to. I have a sense of pride about it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Really
When
do.
is ReaperCon?
So ReaperCon starts on the 2nd. It is actually 5 days long this year. It's the longest it's ever
Wow.
been.
What's it a con
Start
for?
It is for Reaper Miniatures. So we'll go ahead.
Ah.
Give a shout out to Reaper Miniatures. They're local to me. I won't tell you where. You can find that on your own. But they are actually the primary producers other than WizKids of miniatures for games like D&D and Pathfinder. So
Oh,
most of the
okay.
time when you see people playing those games online, in a video or not, it's usually their miniatures.
Nice.
More often than not. I know
Cool.
Crit Roll they produce their own, and that's different. But
Yeah.
Okay, QR stickers are also up.
nice, and figure that out. So that'll be fun. There's a small part of me that sits there and goes, it would be insanely awesome if we got just popular enough that Reaper's like Ribbit Wizard miniature,
Mhm.
something like that.
Mhm.
Just for the heck of
That
it, not
that
not
would be the
necessarily title them
hotness.
or anything, but to sit there, it's like we have an unofficial mini for the for the campaign.
If we had a 3D printer, we could do it.
We have 3D printer, we could totally do it.
We
And if
just
we
need
got
to
big
convert
enough,
images
there's
to uh uh STL files.
yep, yep. That's a future idea. But
I have a friend with a 3D printer, and I think my sister has a Cricut machine. Honestly,
there you go. But
I make explosives out of tannerite. No, I don't. It's not the
well, yeah,
same thing.
I think
I make explosives out of Magnadoodles.
I think that's a decent place to lay off this starter episode of Behind the Screens, and
It has
we'll come back.
it's
Hey,
been an
if I may,
emotional ride for this game for me with this character.
Yeah,
can I put my hand up for a moment?
absolutely.
As we wrap, I would like to, because it just happened, we had the Soggles thing that was huge at the end of last session, but also we had the slaying, right? And I think that we should probably hint on that and talk about it just a little bit, or we could save it for the next one. But it was really cool how that last session ended, like
Oh,
combat
the
wise.
fight. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
really cool.
That was fun.
You know
That was
what? You
really
know,
cool.
you know what you would really enjoy. Um, on that note, and I promise I'm not making a reference. Super Metroid has. I'm serious. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing the Samus thing. It legit like something happens at the end where like it powers up Samus and she just goes to fucking town and
Well,
and
and
and like the bad guy recoils as you blast its brains out and then you have to escape.
and it was perfect too because you guys had I could safely say you guys had beaten that dragon to hell. Like he
Yeah.
withstood a lot of hits.
Did it
Yeah.
for 45 damage on the first
Magic
attack.
damage.
Yeah, I
That was the
know.
and
So it
key.
got halved.
and like
But
Yeah.
still,
Vesper truly hyper beamed the boss at the end. It was great.
Yes,
It
Yeah,
was
yes.
that was
it,
amazing.
powered by grief and rage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Powered
It
by
was,
just the biggest fuck you energy imaginable.
Powered
yeah.
by fireball.
And for those who weren't tuned in for that session,
It is on
it
YouTube.
was, yeah, first of all, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. Second of all, spoiler alert,
On
it,
YouTube.
it was that ending part with Vespera was 100% cause and effect with Soggle's death. That was my inner reaction to his death and his sacrifice, which
Nice.
was
That's awesome.
which was very. I don't think that anybody has seen that from Vespera yet. I think
Nope.
that that was the very first time that Vespera kind of came out of her shell. She's very withdrawn, but she kind of spoiler alert for the next session because I don't think I've shared with this with anybody yet. So here we are. But she is going to have a grief process with Soggles. There is going to be a grief process for her, and there is going to be some level of transformation in Vespera's world. So look out for that.
Cool. Very cool. Character development is always cool and groovy. So
Yeah, she's going to take advantage of this for sure, of the situation.
And
and
my new character has a surprise for Vespera when they meet as well. She has no idea what's going to
nice.
happen, but
Nice.
there's an encounter that she will have to deal with him
Oh
when they
boy.
meet.
But so tune in next time and see the results of poor departed Soggles and the friends he left behind. And then I think after this, what's next on the docket? Streaming out Dead Zone.
Yeah, we're going to be doing more of the Dead Zone Rogue 2 playtest.
Very cool.
I'm so
I'm
excited
excited.
about that motherfucking game. The first one was so good. And this playtest is already
No.
so they ended Bleak. I don't even think you finished the first one yet.
Yes, I have.
Have you fought the last boss in the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's basically the same tier difficulty that
Do we?
the playtest's first boss is at.
That's a good
The
thing. I
first
think.
real mission, but yeah, it did what Destiny 2 should have done by starting at
Mhm.
the same level of hype and excitement
Oh, you're focused on
that the
numbers.
first one ended. No, not focused on the numbers. I focused on the quality of content. Destiny 1 ended
the Red
with an
Road.
extremely high caliber of their content. The
Yes.
wolves, the
Yeah, that was great.
the
I
the
love
herpes
that.
gun, that all of that so
Yeah.
fucking good. Destiny
Herpes
2.
gun.
I was a
Yeah,
Sherpa
dude,
for that.
that secret exotic you could get that like spreads
Yeah,
space
I Sherpa'd.
herpes.
I Sherpa. Yeah, it was Outbreak Prime, and now it's Outbreak
Yes.
Perfected.
Oh my god, it was
Yeah.
so good. But Destiny 2
I
should have
Sherpa'd,
started at the
people
same
for that.
level
It
of
was fun.
hype, and it didn't.
Well,
Well,
let's
I guess. I mean,
let's go get some Dead
Yeah.
Zone on then.
Yeah, so let's also real quick, we're gonna wrap this up so that I can get it fully uploaded. We can export it over to the YouTubies. And then
Yeah.
I want to take like 5 minutes, and I'll be back.
Okay.
So come back and see us in a few minutes, y'all, right here at the Orphanarium.